Hi dear students, this is the ninth part of the fifth module of the subject ME 206 Fluid Machinery. In the last part we were discussing about the multi-stage compression, and we have seen the advantages, and we have also seen the how the process is being represented in a PV diagram. And now we will move on to the derivation of the work done in the case of the multi-stage compression, expression for the work done in the case of multi-stage compression. Now this is the PV diagram for the multi-stage compression. Actually it is two-stage compression. I am talking about two-stage compression. Now work required for compression, if the compression is done in single stage, is given by work done W equal to N, work required W equal to N by N minus 1 P1 V1 rise to P2 by P1 all raised to N minus 1 by N minus 1. That was our general equation, where the compression is initially from P1 to final pressure P2. But in this process I have already told that here if there is no two-stage compression, or compression is taking within a single stage, then what happens is the pressure the air is compressed from state 1 to directly to state 5. So there was, assume that there is no two-stage compression, the compression is taking place within one stage. So compression is from stage 1 to stage 5. So initial pressure is P1, final pressure is P5. Therefore the work required for the compression from the pressure P1 to P5 is N by N minus 1 P1 V1 into P5 by P1 all raised to N minus 1 by N minus 1. That was the general equation. Instead of P2 I am substituting P5, since here the final pressure is P5. That's all. Now if it is in, if the compression is done in single stage, this will be the work requirement. Work required for the compression, if the compression is done in two stage without intercooling, assume that there is no intercooling. So what happens is the compression is taking place in the first stage of compression, air is compressed from stage 1 to stage 4. So we will get an expression for the process of compression is PV raised to N is equal to constant or polytropic compression. For that we can write the work requirement expression as W equal to N by N minus 1 P1 V1 into P4 by P1 all raised to N minus 1 by N minus 1 by N minus 1. That was for the first stage, N by N minus 1 P1 V1 P4 by P1 N minus 1 by N minus 1. Since the final pressure in the first stage compression is P4, so P4 by P1 comes here, plus, so this is compression is up to here. So work required for that much we have wrote in the equation. Now the second stage compression is from 4 to 5, since there is no intercooling. So whatever the condition of the air leaving from the first stage will be entering into the second stage. So in this stage directly it is entering to the second stage if there is no intercooling. So the pressure of the air entering the second stage is P4, and finally it is compressed to a final pressure of P5. So again 4-5 is the continuation of this line, and the process is polytropic, PV raised to N is equal to constant. In that case the expressions for the work requirement is N by N minus 1. Here it is initial state is P4. So the only change you can see is N by N minus 1 P4 V4 into P5. Final pressure is P5 and initial pressure is P4. P5 by P4 N minus 1 by N minus 1. So this will be the equation to calculate the work requirement if the compression is done in two stage but there is no intercooling. Usually this equation is not much important. It will not ask for the university question and all, but anyway, if sometimes in the university problems for the comparison you will have to find out these values. So in that case you have to use this equation. So just remember, there is no need to by heart the equation. What we have done is we have split that compression process into two, and for the first stage we have identified a work done equation using the same equation that we have studied in the single stage compression, and for the second stage also we have separately identified a equation for work requirement with the same equation for the single stage. Then we are adding these two equations, that's all. Okay, now moving on to the third part, that is the important part of this one, that is work required for compression if the compression is done in two stage with perfect intercooling. So this is the important equation. Now in this case you can see that here also the compression is actually taking place between two stages, that is the initial compression from stage 1 to stage 4. From there intercooling is taking place between 4 to 2, then 2 to 3 is the second stage compression. Instead of 4-5 here it is 2-3. But one more thing you have to remember is P4 equal to P2 and here P5 equal to P3. Okay, so since these two are the horizontal constant pressure lines, P4 will be equal to P2, P3, P5 will be equal to P3. That you have to keep in mind. Now for the first stage compression the work requirement will be as written here, that is N by N minus 1 P1 V1, and you can see the final pressure in the first stage compression is P4. So I will write here it as P1 n by n minus 1 P1 V1 P4 by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by n minus 1 plus you can see from the PV diagram for the second stage compression actually the pressure is P2. So and next adding to that the second stage compression work requirement, that is n by n minus 1 P2 V2. The difference you can see here it is V4, here it is V2. Since intercooling is taking place, you can see that there is a change in the volume from V4 to V2. V4 is higher than that of V2. So V2 is less. That means here if you are calculating this one, you are multiplying it with V4. Here it is V2. So this second term will be less compared to this one. So the total work requirement will be lesser than this one. Okay. So that is what is happening. So n by n minus 1 P2 V2 raised to P2 V2 into P3 by P2. See the final compression pressure is P3. So initially is P2. P3 by P2 n minus 1 by n minus 1. That is the equation. Now in this equation we know that here intercooling process take place at constant pressure P4 equal to P2. So P4 equal to P2, and I have assumed that the intercooling is perfect. That means T1 equal to T2. Here you can see T1 equal to T2. That is what is the meaning of perfect intercooling, and P4 equal to P2. These two I am going to substitute in this equation. So equation becomes before that we know that P1 V1 by T1 equal to P2 V2 by T2. That is the general equation. So in that T1 equal to T2, so T1 T2 cancels, so P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. Therefore work required reduces to, you can see from here, W equal to n by n minus 1 P1 V1 P2 by P1 n minus 1 by n. That was as such in the earlier equation. You can see here it is n by n minus 1 P1 V1. Instead of P4 I am substituting P2. That's all. Okay. Instead of P4 here I am substituting P2. So equation becomes equation becomes P1 V1 P2 by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by n minus 1 plus next one was n by n minus 1 P1. Here it was in this equation here it was P2 V2 instead of P4 V4. Here it was P2 V2. So I am keeping it as such. Instead of P2 V2 I am substituting P1 V1. So here it comes P1 V1 into now P3 by P2 n minus 1 by n minus 1. Please write it in a paper and compare it. So what I have done is in the last equation here instead of P4 I have written P2 here, since P4 equal to P2, and here instead of P2 V2 I have written P1 V1. That is the only change. So altogether you can see that here n by n minus 1 P1 V1 up to the n by n minus 1 P1 V1 is common here, n by n minus 1 P1 V1 is common here. I have taken it outside the bracket. So n by n minus 1 P1 V1 is common. Now here what left is P2 by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by n, that I have written here. Here plus 1 P3 by P2 all raised to n minus 1 by n is there. Minus 1 is here, minus 1 plus minus 1 it is minus 2. So altogether equation becomes n by n minus 1 P1 V1 P2 within the bracket P2 by P1 n minus 1 by n plus P3 by P2 n minus 1 by n minus 2. That is the general equation for the work done in the case of two-stage compression with perfect intercooling. Remember, this equation is applicable only if the intercooling is perfect. In the problem, usually if nothing is given, you can take it, assume it as perfect intercooling process, no problem. Okay. So this is the expression for the work requirement for the compression in the case of two-stage compression. Okay. Now moving on to the next topic, that is condition for minimum work done for two-stage with perfect cooling. Now we will be deriving a particular condition for the minimum work done. So for that what we are doing is, in the expression for work done in case of two-stage compression with perfect intercooling is given by W equal to n by n minus 1 P1 V1 P2 by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by n plus P3 by P2 all raised to n minus 1 by n minus 2. That was our equation. Just we have derived this equation. Now if you want to find out the minimum work done, we know that for a particular quantity, if you want to find the minimum of a particular quantity, then we will be deriving that quantity with respect to the dependent variable, and we will be equating that to 0. So the minimum work done condition depends on the intermediate pressure P2. So for the minimum work done, dW by dP2 should be equal to 0. Okay, W means this work requirement. So I am writing d by dP2 of this entire equation equal to 0. So from the initial part we can see that n by n minus 1 p1 v1 there is no p2 term, so this entire term is a constant, but here comes a p2 term, here also a p2 is there. So what I will do is I will be taking this as the constant term, so we won't consider this one while deriving and equating to 0. This term is taken as constant, can be taken to the left side, so it will become 0. So this equation reduces to d by dp2 of p2 by p1 all raised to n minus 1 by n plus p3 by p2 all raised to n minus 1 by n. Here 2 is again a constant, there is no need to consider that also, equal to 0. So this is our term to be differentiated with respect to p2. So equal to 0. Now differentiating, you can see that with respect to p2 I am differentiating. So first term, you look into the first term, it is p2 by p1 all raised to n minus 1 by n. This can be written as p2 raised to n minus 1 by n divided by p1 raised to n minus 1 by n. So I have taken that lower term, everything is constant, p1 n minus 1 by n is constant. So 1 by p1 raised to n minus 1 by n I have taken outside. So the first term while differentiating, it becomes d by dp2 of p2 raised to n minus 1 by n. So d by dx of x raised to n is n into x raised to n minus 1. So the differential of this one becomes n minus 1 by n into p2 raised to n minus 1 by n minus 1. So the first term I have differentiated with respect to p2. Okay, the term becomes 1 by p1 raised to n minus 1 by n into n minus 1 by n, p2 raised to n minus 1 by n minus 1. Now differentiating the second term, here p2 here, this also can be written as the same way, that is p3 raised to n minus 1 by n divided by p2 raised to n minus 1 by n. So p3 raised to n minus 1 by n is constant, so I have kept it as such, p3 raised to n minus 1 by n into differentiating. For the easiness of the differentiation, I am writing 1 by p2 raised to n minus 1 by n as p2 raised to minus of n minus 1 by n. I can write it like that. So now differentiating, what happens is minus of n minus 1 by n into p2 raised to minus of n minus 1 by n minus 1. So now it is in a simplified form. The first term is as such. Here you can see that here it is n minus 1 minus 1. So taking the common denominator, it becomes n minus 1 minus n all divided by n. So n minus n will cancel, so minus 1 by n. Finally it is p2 raised to minus 1 by n. So this term becomes n minus 1 by n into p2 raised to minus 1 by n all divided by p1 raised to n minus 1 by n. That was here. Okay, so first term becomes n minus 1 by n into p2 raised to minus 1 by n all divided by p1 raised to n minus 1 by n. Now second term, here also I am applying the same thing. See here it is minus n minus of minus 1 plus 1 minus n. Okay, so minus n it becomes minus 2n plus 1. So altogether p2 raised to minus 2n plus 1 divided by n. That will be the common power of p2 in this case. Okay, so minus 2n plus 1 by n. The remaining terms will be as such, that is minus of n minus 1 by n, it is written here, into p3 raised to n minus 1 by n, it was there in the equation, into p2 raised to minus 2n plus 1 divided by n equal to 0. Now what I will do is, what I have done is, I have kept the first term there itself, n minus 1 by n into p2 raised to minus 1 by n all raised to p1 raised to n minus 1 by n, I have kept there itself. That second term, minus of n minus 1 by n into p3 raised to n minus 1 into n minus 1 by n into p3 raised to minus 2n plus 1 by n, I have taken to the right side of the equation. So what there it is equal to 0. So I am taking that minus term to the right side. That means that minus term will be vanishing. So equation becomes n minus 1 by n into p2 raised to minus 1 by n all divided by p1 raised to n minus 1 by n equal to n minus 1 by n. See, there was a minus sign along with this term, but since it has taken to the right side, that minus has gone. N minus 1 by n into p3 raised to n minus 1 by n into p2 raised to actually I have taken this, here it was minus 2n plus 1, that minus I have taken as common, so this term becomes minus of 2n minus 1 by n. Okay, so minus of 2n minus 1 by n, I have taken this minus common, that's why here it comes a negative sign, 2n minus 1 by n. Now This now what I will do is P2 terms I will be taking to one side and P1 and P3 term to the other side. So you can see here P2 raised to minus 1 by n was there, so it is there itself, P2 raised to minus 1 by n. From here P2 raised to minus 2n minus 1 by n was there, that I am taking to the left side as a denominator. So P2 raised to minus 2n minus of 2n minus 1 by n equal to P3 raised to n minus 1 by n is there. This term is also there, n minus 1 by n. From here I am taking this n minus 1 by n to this side, that means these two term will cancel. So P3 raised to n minus 1 by n into this term is taken to the right side, means into P1 raised to n minus 1 by n. So P3 into n minus 1 by n into P1 raised to n minus 1 by n. See, the power of both this is same. P3 raised to n minus 1 by n, here also n minus 1 by n. So this can be simplified as P3 into P1 n minus 1 by n. So here right side become P3 into P1 into n minus 1 by n. Talking about left side, here it is P2 raised to minus 1 by n, here it is P2 raised to something. So I can take this P2 raised to minus of 2n minus 1 by n to the numerator side. So what happens is that negative sign will be going while moving to the upper to the from the denominator to numerator, that negative sign goes out. So what happens is P2 raised to minus 1 by n into P2 raised to 2n minus 1 by n. So altogether it becomes P2 raised to minus 1 by n into P2 raised to 2n minus 1 by n. So x raised to m into x raised to n is x raised to m plus n. So P2 raised to minus 1 by n plus 2n minus 1 by n, 2n minus 1 by n. So this can be, is here it is n, here it is n. So common we can directly add the numerators. So minus 1 plus 2n minus 1. So it becomes 2n minus 2. So 2 can be taken out, 2 into n minus 1 by n. So P2 raised to 2 into n minus 1 by n equal to P3 into P1 into n minus 1 by n. See, here n minus 1 by n is there, n minus 1 by n is there, will get cancelled. So P2 raised to 2 equal to P3 into P1. So P2 equal to root of P3 P1. So for the minimum work requirement, this condition is to be satisfied. Intermediate pressure P2 should be equal to root of P3 into P1. Then only, if the perfect intercooling, we know that if the intercooling is perfect, then we will get the minimum work requirement. So in that case, the P2 will be equal to root of P3 into P1. So intermediate pressure is actually the product of root of the product of initial and final pressure in the case of the two-stage compression. Then we will have the minimum work required for the compressor. So this is very important equation. Usually in the questions, intermediate pressure will not be given. You can find out P2 value using this equation. You can directly write P2 equal to root of P3 into P1, assuming the process is perfect intercooling. Okay. Now we want to find the work expression for the work requirement in the case of minimum work requirement or perfect intercooling. So this condition we will be substituting in the case of work required equation. So work required equation was n by n minus 1 P1 V1 P2 raised to P2 by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by n plus P3 by P2 all raised to n minus 1 by n minus 2. This was the work required for the compression in case of two-stage compression with perfect intercooling. Now substituting for P2 equal to root of P3 into P1, this equation becomes n by n minus 1 P1 V1. Instead of P2 I have written as P1 root of P1 P3 divided by P1 is as such there, all raised to, actually this is a mistake in the slide, it should be n minus 1 by n. The same term is coming here. So n minus 1 by n. Here it is P3 instead of P3 is there. Instead of P2 I will be substituting root of P1 P3. Here also same mistake repeated. See, it is actually n minus 1 by n, not n by n minus 1. Instead of n by n minus 1 it is n minus 1 by n. Here also instead of n by n minus 1 it should be n minus 1 by n. It is a mistake while preparing this slide. Okay. Anyway, sorry for that. While writing in the paper you make it correct. So equation becomes n by n minus 1 P1 V1 into root of P1 P3 all by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by n plus P3 by root of P1 P3 all raised to n minus 1 by n minus 2. You can see here one root P1 is there, here one P1 is there. So cancelling this lower term, this denominator term becomes root P1. So this entire equation becomes root of P3 by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by n. Here it becomes root of P3 by root P1 all raised to n minus 1 by n. So root of P3 by root P1 means P3 by P1 all raised to 1 by 2. So here it is root P3, here it is root P1. So it can be written as P3 by P1 all raised to 1 by 2. So entire term becomes the n by n minus 1 P1 V1 P3 by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by n into 1 by 2. That 1 by 2 is actually here this term cancelling each other. It becomes root P3 by root P1. Actually root P3 by root P1 is P3 by P1 all raised to 1 by 2. So that 1 by 2 is coming along with x raised to m into x raised to n is equal to x raised to m all raised to n is equal to x raised to m into n. So this term becomes n minus 1 by 2n. Okay. So here it is root P3 by root P1 all raised to n by n minus 1. So that is P3 by P1 all raised to 1 by 2 all raised to n minus 1 by 1 x raised to m all raised to n. So m into n. So it becomes n minus 1 by 2n. Similarly here it becomes root P3 by root P1 all raised to n minus 1 by n. So this can be written as P3 by P1 all raised to 1 by 2 all raised to n minus 1 by n. That becomes P3 by P1 n minus 1 by 2n minus 2 as such here. Okay. So this is the work required for the two-stage compression with minimum work requirement for the two-stage compression with perfect intercooling. Okay. So with the perfect intercooling means if the intercooling is perfect, then only work requirement will be minimum. Okay. So the equation can be further reduced to n by can be further reduced as the equation can be further reduced as you can see here n by n minus 1 p1 1. Here it is p3 by p1 all raised to n minus 1 by 2n. Here also p3 by p1 all raised to n minus 1 by 2n. So it becomes 2 into P3 by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by 2n minus 2. So 2 into P3 by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by 2n minus 2. 2 can be taken outside. So it becomes 2 into n divided by n minus 1 P1 V1 P3 by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by 2n minus 1. See, this is the final equation for the two-stage compression for minimum work requirement for the two-stage compression. See, since it is two-stage compression, if you compare with the single stage compression, what is the difference? In the single stage compression, the work requirement equation was n by n minus 1 P1 V1 raised to P2 by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by n minus 1. So here, when it becomes two stage, 2 is added here, 2 is added along with this power also. So that is the only change. So if it is, if the compression is Z stage compression, 3 stage, 4 stage, whatever may be, if Z is the case of sets, if Z is more number of compressions required, then Z is the if it is 3 stage compression, Z value is 3. In that case, the equation, general form of the equation becomes work requirement is equal to Z into n by n minus 1 P1 V1. Here, when it was 2 stage, this pressure is P3. Suppose Z, that means it is P Z plus 1. So here it is P of Z plus 1 divided by P1 all raised to n minus 1 by Zn minus 1. That will be the general equation. So this equation can be used for 3 stage, 4 stage, like that, multiple stage compression. This is the equation for 2 stage compression, and for higher stage compression we can use this general equation. So from the higher stage compression topic, some problem to calculate the work requirement only will be coming. So you can directly use this equation. So Z means the number of stage of compression. If 3 stage compression is there, then Z is 3. If the stage of compression is 4, then Z value is 4. That's all. Okay. So that is all about the work requirement in the case of multi-stage compression. In the problems, we will discuss all these things in detail.